Alright. Seres humanos, como é que estamos? Geralmente a entrada é muito mais energética, mas vocês viram o título, viram a descrição. Este documentário que nós vamos agora assistir, e trouxe isso porque hoje saiu o veredito de um dos perpetradores dessa atrocidade. Mas isto não é aconselhável para crianças, até porque a esta hora já deviam estar a dormir, mas isto é duro. Se tem um cardíaco fraco, se o vosso cardíaco é fraquinho, mas isto não é aconselhável. Se vocês têm problemas do coração, têm problemas cardíacos, epá, não vejam, eu não fico chateado, mas isto é vida real. Isto é vida real. E eu não me vou alongar muito mais, já sou confirmado. Se me conseguem ver e ouvir bem, em todas as frentes. E para frente é o caminho. Não é aqui. Para frente é o caminho. Aqui. Deixa-me só. Isto é duro. Este é duro. Deixa-me só. Exato. Isto. Ok. Parece estar tudo bem. Ok, parece estar tudo bem. Ok, bem. Então, vamos ao vídeo.
Life's too short to get it all right. First time around, you better not fuck up. Wanna be born again, I want a second chance. Cause this time around,
Five-year-old Kamarie Holland, who was found dead earlier this week.
Williams is being charged with capital murder in at least a 37-year-old Cherokee. Girl was buried. The man accused of killing her sits in jail. This is before Kamarie was taken by 37-year-old Williams.
oh, you better not fuck up.
I wish I could stand here and tell you that the world is going to get better. But I'm here to tell you that it's not. I wish.
Jail. This is before Kamarie was taken by 37-year-old Williams.
oh, you better not fuck up.
I wish I could stand here and tell you that the world is going to get better. But I'm here to tell you that it's not. Evil has entered our community.
I must warn you, this case is horrifying. And if you're any kind of decent human being, the details will enrage you. The recent situation you're going to learn about here involves an innocent child. I've compiled every single piece of information I could find on this case into this video. My delivery of this knowledge will be raw and unfiltered. If this bothers you, find another channel. There is no need to traumatize yourself. Please stick around after the video finishes because I'd like to talk to you about something very important that isn't directly related to this case, but it is closely related to the topics we're about to discuss here. It's big, and I need you to hear what I have to say. But first, I'm Mr. Black, and this is the disturbing truth of finding Princess Kamarie Holland. On December 13th, in Columbus, Georgia, at 1607 Bowman Street, 35-year-old mother of four, Kristy Marie Siple, called 911 at around 6:15 a.m. in the morning to report that her 5-year-old daughter, Kamarie Holland, was missing. Kristy stated that she woke up to find that her daughter had vanished and whoever took the little girl left the door open in the process. Sadly, Kamarie Holland was later pronounced dead at 11:15 p.m. that evening, less than 10 minutes away, in a cold, abandoned house just over the border across the Chattahoochee River in the 1100 block of 15th Avenue in Phoenix City, Alabama. The 5-year-old's body was sent for an autopsy where they hope to recover DNA evidence that can help solidify a verdict later on. In an emotional, teary-eyed statement made with WTVM-TV, Kristy Siple, who also goes by the name Kristy Hoskins, told the company that, quote, "She was my life. I lived for her daily. She was my only girl. I have 3 boys, and her. She was just the sweetest girl in the world. You could not harm that little girl because she was so innocent. She was so smart. She was perfect." During the WTVM annual toy drive, Kristy Siple stopped by with a car full of her daughter's toys and said, "I'm Kamarie Holland's mommy, and she would want nothing in the world but to donate her toys to another child that was in need because she was a very helping child." Police are said to have zeroed in on surveillance of the intersection around the house, quickly identifying the suspect. Then 37-year-old Jeremy Williams was arrested the same day as the 5-year-old's disappearance and promptly charged with the murder of Kamarie Holland. He reportedly used to live at the Phoenix City address where the little girl was found. She had been strangled to death. Information provided to authorities had led police to the Bamboo Hotel where Jeremy and his uncle were staying. They had only arrived roughly 30 minutes prior to his arrest. Williams is said to be a regular at the hotel where he may or may not sell drugs in order to support his own habit. His uncle is not thought to be connected to the murder at this time as he was seemingly picked up shortly before the bust. And Jeremy Williams, well known to law enforcement, was reportedly out on bond at the time of Kamarie's murder. On December 14th, police investigated Jeremy's official home on Dozier Street in Columbus. What they found there remains unknown. Jeremy also may have actually been the one that led investigators to the 5-year-old's body. I'm simply not sure at this time. But here's what we do know. Jeremy Williams had a history. On August 1st of 2021, Jeremy Williams was arrested in Muskogee County on charges of simple battery, family violence, and third-degree cruelty to children, 2 misdemeanors that he pled not guilty to. And while he was never convicted as far as I can see, it seems that in this specific case, he was accused of slapping his wife in the face in front of a child. While certainly not very Jesus of him, it doesn't make him a murderer. But if we dig a little deeper, we find more disturbing allegations stretching back to 2009 in Maricel County, sorry if I didn't pronounce it right, when Jeremy was charged with aggravated child abuse. Hold on to your heart. This is the part when the severity of the disturbing nature of this case heightens. Jeremy Williams was accused of dipping a 3-year-old boy's body into a pot of boiling water from the waist down, obviously causing the child serious burns. But Williams claimed the boy accidentally pulled the water on top of himself, and after 3 years of litigation, a jury acquitted Jeremy in 2012 due to lack of evidence. And as if that wasn't disturbing enough, when I put down my shovel and started really diving into the past of Jeremy Williams, I found more information that really stained my mind. Police in North Pole, Alaska, have reportedly reopened a murder case from 2005 where a 1-month-old baby was murdered. She died from blunt force trauma. They think she was beaten to death. Her name was Nadia Trinice Williams. And as you probably guessed, her father was Jeremy Tremaine Williams.
If you want to learn how to get people's attention in this distracted world that we live in, if you
Bro, this is crazy. Wow. Wow.
Keeping an eye on Columbus nearly 2 full days after the body of a previously missing 5-year-old was found, authorities returned to the street today where 5-year-old Kamarie Holland was last seen alive. Investigators appear to be searching a house on Bowman Street in Columbus shortly before 5 o'clock this evening. Several unmarked law enforcement vehicles could be seen at a home on that street. Bowman Street is the area where Kamarie Holland reportedly went missing in the early morning hours of Monday, December 13th. Her body was found later that night at an abandoned house on 15th Avenue in Phoenix City. City. We're learning new details tonight about the man charged with capital murder in connection with Holland's death. 37-year-old Jeremy Williams has a history of arrests, but no convictions that News 3 could find. He was charged with aggravated child abuse in Russell County in 2009 after allegedly immersing a 3-year-old boy in boiling water. A jury acquitted him in 2012. Williams was arrested again this August.
Man, existem seres humanos mesmo malvados. É nessas situações que nós vemos a face do mal. Tipo, a verdadeira maldade. O mal encarnado. Se existe isso, se existe este mal, tem que haver um bem superior. Eu não estou aqui a pregar religião nenhuma, mas vou só deixar isto aqui a marinar. Mergulhou uma criança em água quente. Bro, this is wild.
August in Columbus and charged with simple battery and third-degree cruelty to children. A police report alleges a minor child witnessed Williams slap his wife in the face. Williams entered a not guilty plea in state court just last week. At a news conference yesterday, Russell County Sheriff Heath Taylor said Williams was also the suspect in the death of a 1-year-old in Alaska, but he was never charged in connection with that death. There are ongoing investigations into Holland's murder in Columbus and in Russell County. Yesterday, Sheriff Taylor said he will not rule out additional charges.
There are address links to Jeremy in Alaska at the Eielson Air Force Base, where Jeremy is said to have lived with Nadia's mother while she worked on the base. Jeremy was originally considered a suspect in the case, but investigators couldn't find enough evidence to convict him, so the case of 1-month-old Nadia Williams went cold. Until now. Furthering severe allegations towards Jeremy Williams, a police incident report obtained by News Leader 9 states that a 31-year-old unidentified female claims Jeremy Williams sodomized her the night before Kamarie Holland's body was discovered in Phoenix City.
Wait, what?
Severe allegations towards Jeremy Williams. A police incident report obtained by News Leader 9 states that a 31-year-old unidentified female claims Jeremy Williams sodomized her the night before Kamarie Holland's body was discovered in Phoenix City.
We start tonight with breaking news. We're learning disturbing new details about a new sexual assault case involving the man accused of killing a 5-year-old Phoenix City girl. Now, according to a Columbus police incident report obtained by News Leader 9, a 31-year-old woman claims Jeremy Williams sodomized her the night before Kamarie Holland's body was found. The woman told police it happened at Williams' home on Dozier Street on December 12th. According to the report, Williams called the adult victim by Kamarie's name during the assault and told her he had taught a 5-year-old how to have oral sex. The following day, Kamarie's mother reported her missing. She was found that night in a vacant home previously occupied by Williams.
The unidentified woman claims the assault took place at Williams' home on Dozier Street on December 12th. She says she ended up at the accused man's house after having an argument with her boyfriend. With nowhere to go, she reached out to a friend who put her in touch with Jeremy. But while in his house, she started to get an uneasy feeling about him. But when she tried to leave, Williams allegedly blocked the door with a deep freezer before grabbing the woman from behind and forcing her to perform sexual acts on him. Bizarrely, she claims Williams called her Kamarie's name during the attack and confessed to her that he taught the 5-year-old how to perform oral sex. My blood's boiling. The victim explains in the report that the only way she could escape was to tell Williams where he could obtain drugs. Williams left the house with the victim and went to the store where Jeremy allowed her to use the bathroom. But he made her leave behind her phone and belongings first. Luckily for her, she had a second phone on her that she used to call for help while she locked herself in the bathroom. She remained inside until Williams left the area. So how on earth could someone like Jeremy Williams gain access to another child? How was he able to set his sights on 5-year-old Kamarie Holland? Well, that is where this story will turn and swiftly kick you in the balls of your heart. You see, Kristy Siple may not be the innocent young mother she led us all to believe she was. There's information linking Kristy and Jeremy to some kind of relationship, possibly sexual, and possibly drug-based. And it looks like Kristy's not thought to be an award-winning mom. As a matter of fact, Kamarie Holland's father, Corey Holland, had custody of the 5-year-old at the time. Kristy reportedly only saw her on the weekends, and that was supposed to be supervised. She also previously went to court to be charged with abuse of a fetus for allegedly taking drugs while pregnant with her youngest son. Due to health reasons and COVID, this separate court case has reportedly been postponed until later this year. But I also read that Siple is facing a failure to appear charge for a felony case regarding the chemical endangerment of a child back in 2018. I'm not sure if this is the same case or not, but I thought it was worth noting.
Descarrega a Glovo, pede comida, compras do supermercado, algo da farmácia ou o que quiseres.
Ascension WoW is a private server where you forge your own custom class in a classic Vanilla Plus setting.
Então, alegadamente, a mãe tinha uma relação com o indivíduo que acabou por raptar a criança. Eu vou dar meu parecer no final.
I'm Kamarie Holland's mommy, and she wouldn't want nothing in the world but to donate her toys to another little child that was in need because she was a very healthy child. Oh, she looked like such a sweet girl. She was a very sweet child. She was beautiful. Sweet soul. Thank you. And this is, I seen this and I touched my heart, so I thought that's what she was, mommy. Let's help that mommy. She's like that. She's like that. We were at the gas station one time and we seen a family out there and one of the little girls didn't have shoes on and she said, "Mommy, we can help them, mommy, because I have so many pair of shoes at home, mommy. Let's give them my shoes, mommy." And of course we gave them her shoes because she's that caring. She had a heart. She had a spirit that she's been here before and she was a blessing. She is a blessing. How are you coping? I'm coping. I'm making it. The media's making me look like I'm some evil person, but I'm not. I'm a mommy, and I did not have nothing to do with this. She was my life. I lived for her daily. She was my only girl. I had 3 boys and her. Was she your youngest? She was no, I have one more under her. I have my son under her. And it's hard. It's hard. I don't know if I'm coming or I'm going, but I'm doing it for her. Do you have any support? Do you have people on your side? Someone's helping you? Ain't nobody on my side. They didn't even tell me about the blue release today. They haven't even mentioned her funeral or nothing. So will you get to decide that, or? I don't think so. I think it's all Dad. Dad had custody of her. Okay. But you know what? I have my peace with her, and she's here in my heart, and that's all that matters. Yes, you're absolutely right. I can't even fathom what you might be going through, but please know that our hearts and prayers are with you. And I know just at the station, we cover all kinds of news, but for whatever reason, just because of what happened, it has really hit hard to a lot of people. And that's all you see over social media is her face. She was so loved. She was so loved. Now she lived in Phoenix City. Yes, she lived with Dad in Phoenix City, and she was with me. That Sunday I picked her up, and he prayed on her. I can't really talk about it. There's a gag order. So. Okay, and we're not going to try to ask you to talk about that. Is her school doing anything? I'm not sure. She was in school for literally 3 weeks and then got kicked out because of coronavirus. Somebody tested positive in class. So we decided not to send her back, but she was so smart. She was just learning how to spell her name. She'd see a K somewhere. She's like, "Mom, that's K-A-M-A-R-I-E." She was the best little girl ever. So I understand she wanted to, I swear it somewhere. A princess. She wanted to be a princess. You can tell her nothing. All my makeup ruined, but she wanted to be a princess. She can have it. She can definitely be. What would you want viewers to know about your daughter? She was just the sweetest girl in the world. You couldn't harm her. She was just sweet. You could not harm that little girl because she's so innocent, so smart. She was fantastic. She was perfect. Well, my heart aches for you. And please know our prayers are with you. I know Tony gave you her card. Yes, so I dropped off some presents and I still have some more. I will bring because that's what she would want. That's very sweet of you. And is there anything that you want to say to our viewers about? Life's short, definitely. Keep your loved ones close. You never know when it's going to be the end. And I'm innocent. I had nothing to do with my daughter's disappearance or murder. I would never. She was my life. Of course she was. She's your baby girl. Exactly. Whoever could do that is just disturbing. Very sick in the head. Right, thank you. Thank you so much. No.
You like me. You like...
Crie os seus planos de investimento na XTB com 0% de comissões.
At this point, we believe that the mother and the offender did have a relationship, not from a dating perspective, but did know each other. The mother has been spoke to. We're going to speak to her again. I don't know how she's going to turn out, to be honest with you. She may be perfectly fine. She may not be. But that's just part of the investigation.
On December 28th, Kristy was arrested at the Circle K on Victory Drive at around 1 p.m. with the help of federal agents. And get ready for that heart ball kick, because here it comes. According to recent court records, Kristy Siple and Jeremy Williams came to an agreement to sell or rent out Kamarie for sexual abuse means. The exact amount the child was sold for, to my knowledge, has not been disclosed. But the judges presiding over the case have extended a gag order in all directions. So what you hear in this video will more than likely be all the information we'll get for a while. Kamarie's father, Kamarie Holland, stated, quote, "The amount of pain Kristy has caused by ripping Kamarie out of our lives will never cease. We're glad to see that she's been arrested. We are one step closer to justice for Kamarie. We hope that justice is served. Kristy should receive whatever the maximum penalty she can get. She's a monster. A real mother protects and would die for her children. Kristy is a monster. My family and I will continue to wrestle with the loss of losing our angel, Kamarie." When talking about Kristy Siple, Russell County Sheriff Heath Taylor said, "She's been charged with murder during the course of kidnapping, murder during the course of rape, murder during the course of sodomy, and human trafficking." And a human trafficking warrant obtained by WRBL states that Kristy, on or about December 13th of 2021, did knowingly subject another person to labor servitude or sexual servitude. She did agree with another person to pay her for sexual intercourse and sodomy with her minor child. It's also alleged that Jeremy Williams may face charges of capital murder, kidnapping, capital murder during rape, capital murder during sodomy, and production of child pornography.
Uau! Esta de certeza que não vai ganhar o prémio de mãe do ano. Esta pessoa é um monstro. Isto nem sequer se pode chamar de mamãe. É a progenitora, ela deu a luz a esta pobre rapariga, mas de mãe esta pessoa não tem nada. Isto é mesmo, isto é pesado. A mãe vendeu a filha. A progenitora vendeu a filha a um ex-amante, companheiro das drogas.
And to top it all off, I also heard a rumor that Williams is being charged with abuse of a corpse as well. Kristy Siple says, quote, "I'm a mommy. I did not have nothing to do with this." To which I agree. I believe you, Kristy. I believe that you in fact didn't have nothing to do with what happened to your innocent daughter. And while innocent until proven guilty, and that's something I truly believe in, I also believe that you and Jeremy will be convicted in a court of law where you'll face the possibility of execution. Something I think you both will enjoy. I know I will. It's a horrifying story. The death of a child. The sexual violation of a 5-year-old. No matter how many times something like this happens, to most of us, it's a level of unfamiliar evil. The actions of monsters. And if you ask me my theory, it's just a hunch. But I believe Kamarie Holland was murdered before the 31-year-old female victim was assaulted on December 12th. It might even be possible that the little girl had been a victim of abuse for longer than we realize.
Kamarie meant the world to me. Like, I would never be the same from this day on, but with all my family and friends, I guess they'll keep me strong, but Kamarie is everything to me, and now she gone.
Her pranksters, she used to do all kinds of prankster stuff to her brothers and her mother and all of us. She was an angel, and now she will live as our angel.
I have a lady friend that knew her very well. She was with her the night she went missing, and when she gave Kamarie a hug, she never imagined that this would be the last time that she would see her alive, you know.
It's unbearable. It's like, it makes your stomach hurt. It hurts your heart. It's so overwhelming. I remember that big smile on her face. Give prayers for the family, praying for their support and their strength during this time of their bereavement. I pray that the Lord stay with them and keep them strong. That we're really gonna miss them. We love her. Raquel definitely love her. Right? You want to say something to Kamarie?
Yeah. She was my cousin, and all the smiles she gave me, she made me laugh.
I will never forget you, Princess. I will forever to keep you relevant in this life. Love you.
I watched the police press conference on this case. They couldn't give a straight answer as to when the poor child was actually murdered. They said it was so cold in the abandoned house that it might affect pinpointing details like that. That poor innocent kid, and that horrible man and woman. I want you to remember something. I just read out charges printed in the news in black and white, and I disclosed public information about this case. Because of that, YouTube will now suppress and restrict this video. But I don't give a fuck. The truth about what happened to this little innocent 5-year-old girl simply must be told. We have a right to know about the dangers our children face, especially knowing that people that commit crimes like this have a tendency to get out of prison on parole and go on living a normal life. Sometimes these monsters can even bag an insanity plea and skip jail altogether. Then, as we all know, they end up right back on the street with a clean record and sometimes even a taxpayer-funded witness protection scheme in their court. So YouTube, I think it's fitting that we discuss the actions of the demons that walk around us. These details aren't fun. They aren't entertaining. They're outrageous and infuriating to attempt to comprehend, but the truth is simply necessary. We must remember Kamarie Holland and honor her innocence by never letting her assailants forget what they did to her. And if they ever find themselves walking among us, I'd like the following 2 words to ring in their mind constantly when they're in our presence. They know. Because we do. We know what you did. And when justice fails to meet our expectations, we will never let you forget. I'm Mr. Black, and this is the disturbing truth.
Este vídeo já tem algum tempo. Este vídeo é da altura em que o caso estava a acontecer, que foi por volta de 2020, 2021. Mas eu trouxe isso hoje cá porque ao final desses 2 anos e tal, 3 anos, o nosso amigo não, o Sr. Williams finalmente vai receber a sua pena.
Williams has been wanting to do this from day one. Obviously, we had an obligation to make sure he's competent to make these decisions, had to make sure his constitutional rights were protected, that he fully knew everything he's charged and all the punishments that were involved. So it's taking this length of time to get here. Mr. Williams wanted to do this from day one. And so we got him to a point where he got what he wanted. And so now we'll move on to the next phases and we'll see what happens then. What happens now is that there's a jury trial. And the jury has to be death qualified. And it's just like any other capital murder case. And all we did today is evidence that he is guilty, but it is not proof that he is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. So at the next phase, the state will have the burden of providing more evidence to go along with this evidence to prove he's guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. If they determine that he is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, then we go to the next phase. That next phase is a sentencing phase. And at that phase, that's when aggregating and mitigating evidence is presented to determine whether or not he would get death or life without parole.
Pelo que foi divulgado hoje, o nosso amigo Williams apanhou a pena capital. Pena capital, será executado. Ele será executado. Que eu acho que é mais do que adequado para o crime atroz que ele cometeu. Mas, curiosamente, a progenitora, aquela mulher malvada, aquela mulher pérfida, aquele ser humano nojento, vai apanhar no máximo 20 anos. Eu não entendo porque essa disparidade. A meu ver, ela é tão ou mais culpada pelo que aconteceu à filha como o Williams. Ela é tão ou mais culpada do que ele. Então como é que ele recebe pena capital? Será executado, seja por injeção letal. No Alabama acho que é injeção letal. Injeção letal ou cadeira elétrica. E ele apanha no máximo 20 anos. Ainda estão a deliberar qual é que será a pena deste monstro. Eu não entendo porque essa disparidade. Tá a ver? É nesse aspecto que nós temos que ter igualdade. Porque o crime é basicamente o mesmo, né? facilitou. O valor foram 2.500. Ela vendeu a filha de 5 anos por $2.500, pelo que eles puderam averiguar nas notícias posteriores a esta. $2.500 ao ex-amante com que ela teve relações de cariz sexual e agora eram companheiros da droga. Ela vendeu a filha de 5 anos por $2.500. Ela abusou dessa criança e brincou com o cadáver. Este senhor, o senhor Williams. E ela vai chorar para a televisão. Eu estou tão arrependida. Eu não fiz nada disso. Eu sou uma mãe, eu sou uma mãezinha. Eu seria incapaz. Existem pessoas mesmo malvadas. Senhores, se há uma lição que nós temos de tirar aqui é que nós temos que ser disciplinados. Primeiro, para ser capaz de proteger aqueles que fazem parte do nosso núcleo. Temos que ser fisicamente capazes de proteger. Eu sei que não quer saber, eu como os meus cheetos, eu jogo os meus videojogos, eu tenho 2 queixos e está tudo bem. Mas nós temos que ser como Caim Velasquez. Vocês têm que ser disciplinados ao ponto de, se alguém puser as mãos em alguém do teu núcleo, do teu círculo, tu tens que ser capaz de fazer uma dessas 3 coisas. Uma dessas 3. Matar, morrer ou ir para a prisão. Tu não só tens de estar confortável, como tu tens de ser capaz. Tu tens de ser capaz, tens de ter essa capacidade. Tu tens que ser o guerreiro no jardim. O grande samurai Miyamoto Musashi disse: mesmo em tempo de paz, um samurai mantém a espada afiada. Só porque a vida está fácil, temos conforto, não quer dizer que temos que ser desleixados, temos que ser fracos. Tu podes ter momentos de vulnerabilidade, mas os homens não podem ser fracos. É inaceitável. Porque quando os homens são fracos, é isto que acontece. Porque está tudo interligado. Está tudo interligado. Nós temos que ser disciplinados, que é para ter a disciplina de escolher uma mulher digna. Uma mulher capaz de seguir direções. Uma mulher capaz de estar no back burner a tomar conta da família. Não é uma pessoa tóxica ou dependente que vende os filhos, vende a moralidade, vende a dignidade, vende tudo por tudo e meia. Isto foi dos vídeos mais... até agora foi o mais duro de ver. Isto foi... Mas este tipo de coisas que nós temos que começar... Existe esse tipo de humanos. E se não há descanso para os ímpios, porque eles não descansam, não pode haver descanso para os justos. Se tu achas que tu és um bom homem, não me venhas falar de quando tu eras miúdo. A menos que tu tenhas 90 anos, eu não quero saber de quando tu eras mais novo. Eu não quero saber de nada disso. Man. Não quero saber como tu eras mau e forte e grande. Tu tens de ser capaz de fazer isso. Se tu não mexes o teu corpo, se tu não te exercitas diariamente, tu podes acreditar que sim, mas tu és frágil e indefeso como um bebê. Tu és frágil e indefeso como um bebê. E vão aparecer os meninos de, compro uma arma, eu arranjo uma caçadeira. Vocês acham que os militares são militares só porque têm armas? Eles têm treinamento físico, corridas diárias, têm que fazer flexões e empurrar o planeta, calistenia. Isto não é só teres uma arma. Meu. Este vídeo foi realmente perturbador. Isto foi realmente perturbador. Estes são os detalhes. O jovem Williams merecidamente levou a pena capital e a execução deveria ser pública, na minha opinião, deveria ser pública, lenta e com grande quantidade de dor, com quantidades exorbitantes de dor, que é para ver gritaria, que é para ver sofrimento, sangramento, com muita calma, que é para servir de exemplo a todos os monstros que lhes passar isso pela cabeça. Que lhes passar isso pela cabeça, tanto homens como mulheres, tinham que servir de exemplo. Isto não é o único caso, lamentavelmente, isto não é o único caso. Não foi o primeiro e conhecendo os seres humanos como conheço, dificilmente será o último. Por isso é que nós temos que nos precaver, nós temos que ser melhores, temos que ser mais disciplinados. Nós temos que ser melhores. Temos que ser melhores. É inaceitável os homens andarem aqui fracos e permitir que isto aconteça. simplesmente porque não controlam quem é que dão a sua semente, não controlam quem é que injetam sêmen, não controlam nada porque são indisciplinados. Só querem se libertar e... Não pode ser, man. Não pode ser. Nós temos que ser melhores do que isso. Temos que ser melhores do que isso. Senhores, os links estão todos na descrição. Se quiserem ajudar o canal, tem lá o Buy Me a Coffee, paguem-me um café. Tem o Patreon, onde eu começarei a fazer upload, a postar vídeos para os membros, quando atingir um certo número de membros. Passo a redundância. E tem todos os meios alternativos, tem os livros que eu sugiro, que podem ser adquiridos na Amazon, o material que eu uso no estúdio, e se comprarem pelos links eu recebo uma comissão. Não alterem nada o preço para vocês e ajudam o canal. E é isto, man. É isto. Digam de vossa justiça aqui em baixo nos comentários, para aqueles que tiverem a coragem de ver este vídeo. Vamos ter a conversa. Isto realmente deu uma volta ao estômago. Isto é mesmo perturbador. Meus caros, por hoje ficamos por aqui. Vejo-vos no próximo.